Right fellas, happy Homebrew Wednesday to you. Just going back to the house, we've just forgotten something that I was just going to have a quick talk to you about, or a quick mention in my video. I just need to go to my file, get my file, oops, and we'll go back to the shed, because there's a recipe in this folder what I found the other day, and I've been looking for it for a long time. Finally found it, so I'll get you put on tripod and have a word with you about it. But as you can see, my shed's in a bit of a state. Load of bottles there. I've got boxes with hops and grains in there, fermenters, a beer I'm just going to sort out. That's a delivery I've just had. I'm sanitising a bucket there. So, and I'm hoping to brew tomorrow. So we'll get you up on tripod and tell you what's been going off. Right, there we are, we've got you on tripod. Right, so where do we start? Well, you've just seen me go get my folder with all my recipes in, and where I put them, here we are. I've got them out now. Like I said, I've just had a delivery, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I've been after, I've said one recipe, but I've actually got three that I will be doing in the next month and a half, 2 months or something. One of them I think it's going to be my next 3 brews. So I got the Stone IPA, American IPA. You'll have all heard of Stone, American Brewing Company. The Goose Island Pale Ale, well, India Pale Ale IPA clone, which is very nice. And I got the Thornbridge Jaipur English IPA, and this is the one I'm going to be brewing first out of these 3, the Jaipur. And part of my order, I've got some ingredients to do all that. So they're the 3 recipes that I'm planning on doing shortly. Before we go any further, before I forget, the pale ale I've brewed a couple of weeks back, I split batch one brew, 2 beers. That's now been split. It's in there. I dry hopped it, and if my memory serves me right, I did 22 grams what I had, mosaic, and I doubled it and I put 44 grams of Mucho Acre, I think it was. I can show you, I've got them in a box somewhere if I remember. So they're ready for bottling shortly, and then I'll leave them for a bit, and then we'll come back in a while and we'll do a taste test, see what we think. So that's them. And if I hadn't done a taste test in next month or so, somebody give me a nudge in comments, because I'll have forgot. So that's that one. I don't think there's anything else from previous beers. I've brewed a Yorkshire bitter, that's fermenting away, and I've also got here a Mexican Cerveza, which I do quite regular. The original recipe calls for a White Labs, I think it is, WLP, can't remember the number, Mexican lager yeast, liquid yeast, they're £8 odd a pop. So I looked, and there's a Fermentus S33 lager yeast. So I've tried that, and when you have a smell, it smells very, very similar to that other yeast. It's got quite a sulphury, eggy to it, which you get with a lot of lager yeasts. Definitely got it with a liquid yeast. So I think that'll be good enough to use in place of it. That's why I've only done a 23 litre batch, just as a trial really. It's done, is this. I'm just going to transfer it in a minute when we've done, into a clean bucket, crash chill it in fridge. And I don't know whether to bottle this or put it on tap, because I've nothing on tap at the minute, but next few weeks I'm going to have some what I call, or what I consider to be good beers, or better beers than this, that I think I'd prefer on tap, and I don't want my kegs tying up. So I'm tempted to maybe bottle this, we'll see. So that's what I'm going to do with that anyway. I'm rambling a bit. And my order, I got quite a decent order, enough to do quite a lot of beer. Some of the beers you might think of a bit plain, but the beers I like, well, I like all beers, but the beers I brew quite regular for various reasons. So what did we get? We got 5 USO 5s, purely because I harvest and reuse US 5. Done it for ages, but the last batch I've been reusing, I've been using it for quite a while, and I did say in a previous video I think it will come to end of its time. So I've reordered 5. 50 litre batch, I'll use 2, and then I'll reuse this quite a few brews, and I think I'll be doing a yeast starter. I know dried yeast has got quite a good reputation of not really needing yeast starters. It's more your liquid yeast you really want to be doing a yeast starter with. But what I find and what I like is the fact that if I've got 50 litres, I want my yeast to take off and start going as soon as possible, start creating that environment that's a bit hostile for getting bacteria in and infections. You need them gases coming off as soon as possible, and if you've done a starter, you're nearly on fermenting straight away. You're already fermenting in your flask. So at the start I'll do a starter for the first one and then just reuse, and then 5 will last me quite a while. But I did go on the Cross My Loaf website when I was looking for some hops, because the Jaipur that I'm going to brew needed a tannum and didn't have any anyway. Looked all over Malt Miller, Brew UK, eBay, all over, and couldn't get it. So I went on a hop substitute conversion thing and it gave me Amarillo. So I just tried, because I was on Cross My Loaf trying for a tannum at the time. So I got Galaxy 200 grams and I got Amarillo 200 grams. The Jaipur needs a tannum, Centennial and Chinook in that recipe. So I've got everything by the tannum, but I'm using Amarillo as a substitute. So what else did I get? Quite a lot actually. We got 10 packs, and then 4, so I've ended up with 14 packs of hops. Some are doubled up, I've got more than one of some. And like I said, some of this is for beers I do regularly, and there's a couple I'm throwing in that I have done before, but quite a while back. So what we've got 2 Mosaic, which that's used in the Hop House 13 that I do, but as I've said before, I call it Hop 51. You know the story, I brewed it on my 51st birthday, so it's Hop 51. No other reason. There's some in that, and I think I might be doing another Mosaic IPA, so that's what they'll be going into. Styrian Goldings, Chinook, which will be in Jaipur, Fuggles, Centennial, some more Fuggles, East Kent Goldings, Challenger, and some more Challenger. Fuggles and I think it's a Challenger are in the Irish Red I do, which I do quite regular. I probably brew that more than any other beer. One, it's a lovely beer, and I like it. And like I said before, there's a couple of fellas at work that I brew a bit of that for. So that's why I do that. I always seem to be mentioning it in videos. Irish Red this and Irish Red that. But it is what it is, isn't it? So I'm going to try and concentrate a bit on doing beers I haven't done before and things like that. You've heard me go on about Irish Red, you've heard me go on about Mosaic IPA, you've heard me go on about the Mexican Cerveza that I do. So we'll try and do some different beers in upcoming videos. And my grains, nothing too exciting, just a few for stock, and most of them are going to go in these beers. I have got a few kilo bags and half-kilo bags and a few other things, because I think also coming up in next month or so, 2 months, I want a few dark beers on. Definitely want another milk stout. I did the milk stout out at Bible just before lockdown, I think it was, or during lockdown. One of the best milk stouts I've ever done. Really fantastic. So that'll be getting brewed again. And I fancy something on the lines of some sort of coffee stout or something like that. So lots of ideas, lots of beers to brew over the next few months. I was showing you these, wasn't I? Crystal, caramel, caramel, 2 kilo caramel, flaked barley, 2 kilo of flaked barley. That goes in red. Carapils, I got 3 kilo. They only had bloody 500 gram bags, so I've ended up with 6 500 gram bags of that. And a 3 kilo bag of Vienna, which I think it's 500 grams I use in Jaipur. I use a kilo in my Mosaic IPA I do, so I just got a bit extra. Don't hurt to have a little bit in stock, does it? And that's my delivery really. I've got quite a few beers to be doing, and I've still got down here, I've got a box with enough stuff to do another red, another Hop 51, so I've got enough grains to brew a load of beer, which is a good thing. So I'm planning on brewing tomorrow, and maybe again on Monday. This is Saturday. Definitely tomorrow or Monday. Hopefully, if I can fit it in, I'll brew on both. And I think that's it, fellas. We're going to siphon this off, like I said, and get that yeast out, crash chill it, and then we can get this bottled or whatever and put to bed. I'm still not hit the 1,000 subscribers. I'm 4 off. I need 4 subscribers and then we'll have hit the 1,000 and we can sort a competition out. But I think I'll wait until I get just past it. I don't want to be doing a competition for 1,000 subscribers in a couple, because they fluctuate. They go up and come down, they go up, they come down. I don't want it to come down again, do I? I want to be above it. And I think that's it. So we'll leave it there, and I'll catch you shortly when I'm doing a brew. See you later.